favorite for a while after I was voted on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live as a fan favorite. So, as long as it's hanging in there, I'm hanging on to it. So, the first thing I suggest when you get to the kitchen in your high heels with bling, and a ruffly dress, because that's what cooking in the toaster oven is all about, isn't it? You may be cooking for the kids and running out on a date afterwards, or you may be cooking for your man and you don't want to look too stressed out, you don't want to look like it's too much, or you're like overburdened and you want him overheated, not the kitchen. So I always suggest a sexy apron. If you guys go on my website, you've seen that, right? Wow. Woo! So this one was made for me by a friend, Annette Anderson. So I do cook with tin foil. The Beekman boys tell me that's just fine. But a lot of people use silicone. And they do sell that here at Macy's. You can use silicone sheets. I like to recycle the tin foil. Let's see. Oh, does everyone know we're making rack of lamb? Okay.
That's my favorite.
Oh, okay. I'm already showing. I heard a man say that's my favorite. I said, you know what, I have to make sure it's something men like, kids like, everyone can do it. So I make these, first of all, I always cover my pans like this. Because the next time you go to your toaster oven, you want to make sure it's ready to go. You don't want to get there and have to wrap the pan. So usually I have it wrapped and ready. Both pans. That's my first secret. Don't forget it. Let's see, that's just perfect. Yep, this will be the bucket. Everybody needs a rack. Or two. Okay. Looking at my, now these are supersized, elegant, you know, we've got the French Culinary Institute here. I've got little skinny, scrawny asparagus. I mean, they are organic, but these are the fancy French asparagus. So you want to cut the ends because you know they can be hard, right? Don't forget, this only takes a few minutes to cook, so I'm used to those little skinny asparagus, but let's see how this goes. I'm sure they'll be fun. Depends on how you like your asparagus. Do you like them crisp or do you like them mushy? Like my daughter likes them a little mushy and I like them crisp. So. All right. So I'm lining these up. Now see, this one I'm going to make a little short. I want it to look pretty on the plate. Okay. So your asparagus, I have them lined up like that. I'm surprised I took them, but you know, as I said, I buy that big bunch with the skinny, scrawny one. This is the fancy French Culinary Institute back in the afternoon. You should see these guys. They're very handsome. Have you seen them back there? The night is young. Okay. I like to have a good time, guys. This is what you know. This is why I need the toaster oven. So I don't spend all night in the kitchen, right? I got other things on my mind. Okay. So then you just crimp this like this. That's how you steam the asparagus. You see, just put a little bit of water in there. Okay? Now, I'm going to put this on the bottom rack. These are fat. I'm starting them first because I get them going. Who's more controlling, me, Ramona, or Luann? I spent the weekend with Luann this past weekend. She said, I'm not really controlling. I said, I'm not really controlling. And then we both looked at each other and said, Ramona's more controlling. And of course, Ramona wasn't there. All right, now, I don't know about you guys. There's several ways you can do this. This is the lemon, right? Okay. You have your own recipes. Some people like to marinate it. Some people, like myself, I just like to sprinkle a little salt, pepper. But sometimes I get a little crazy, like mint jelly. I don't know, it depends on my mood. But you can do whatever you want. You cook your recipes in the toaster oven the way you would normally cook them. You just have to adapt to the size. But as you can see, I had no problem. I can serve a lot of people out of the toaster oven. Full left, 450. I loved it when Luann goes, how high does your toaster oven go? Because I do have my prototype at home, my Sonja home toaster oven. Okay, is it on broil? Yes, it is. As far as plating, I can't live without tongs. I do everything with the tongs. I pick up the chops, plate it, everything with the tongs, and then straight into the dishwasher, and I clean up as I go, as I told you. So right away, I wash my knife, and to keep your knife sharp, you always keep it dry. You wipe it from this side, not this side, with a towel, and put it right back in the wood block. Everyone knows that, right? You know, I just cleaned that knife and I need it, but I did clean it. You do want to clean it after, so I guess I'll prepare my lemons, let's see. So I'm going to have 2 halves I can squeeze on top of the vegetables. You should always lemon size. I call it lemon size because lemons help you digest everything you eat. You know, I'm famous for my vitamins. I don't know how much further I should go with this. Okay, so lemon size. That's one of my tricks. Now on the plate, I want some garnish, so to keep that simple, I'm just going to cut these into wedges. Yep, they're ready. The good thing about the toaster oven is you don't really have to check behind that little glass door open. You smell it when it's ready. All right, these guys are looking really good. You know, the problem is when you open the door, it takes longer. I did it twice now. You can't do that. I tell her that all the time. Don't if you open it and the heat comes up, it's a little bit. I just want to see if they're really nice and brown because when I plate these for you, I don't want you to be disappointed like, dead meat. No. It has to look, dead meat has to look attractive, like really brown and sizzling. But nobody, you want them pink inside, right? Yeah. Who likes their lamb well done? You like it well done, or?
Sometimes.
Pink inside. We have the French culinary people over here. Don't say that. Don't say well done, okay? When you go to this restaurant, they go. Okay, I'll bring you your steak well done. Whoever does that. Oh, they just look so good. You see how you slide it out, right? Okay. Then you use the tongs. Be careful, guys. So, now you take it out, put your thing back in, and get crazy. You see how pretty the lamb chops came out? And I just serve them like that, like I crisscross them. Sometimes I put foil booties on the kids like that. I don't know if the men like it so much, but they do, kind of, because the men I know do, because they want to just pick them up and eat them. So I put little foil booties. I guess I'll show you the booties. Even out the temperature, because the problem with the toaster oven, it can be uneven in temperature. Hot in the back, cooler in the front, and the trick to that is just to turn the pan around halfway through. But when things are cooking for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, it's not a big deal. You can see the lamb chops in the back are browner than the ones in the front. You see these are browner, and these are not. So let me put one out for you to see. So the middle one is a little brown from the back. But the booties are cute, and it's a good idea if the kids want to pick them up and just eat them. They don't want to cut with the knife. And if you're at home with just your guy, and he's like, I'm not going to sit here and cut this in front of you. Just... You know, these fat asparagus, once you cook them, they shrink down to the size of the other guys. Why don't you just start skinny ones? Seriously. All right, now what am I going to do? So, okay, so I just plated this like this. Now, on every plate you should have 3 colors. That's another little rule. I replated because that plate was juicing out. Okay, guys? So I just take the lemon and I put it over the top of any veggie. So I do Brussels sprouts. You cut them in half. You spray olive oil. I put them on the top rack until they're black. So good. Brussels sprouts. My daughter loves Brussels sprouts. So see, I put the rock salt like that and it just glistens. I put the lemon. Oh. And don't forget the olive oil because that's so good for your skin and it's also good for digestion. Do I talk about the other stuff too much, the digestion? I think I do. Okay. All right, so 3 colors on your plate. All right, I'm afraid to tip it, guys, because then it will... Thank you very much to Miss Sonja Morgan. Sonja's going to be sticking around to meet everybody, sign some autographs.